when you built Home Assistant and you did all this, you kind of followed the Home Lab philosophy. I think I know what that is, because I do follow a lot of Home Lab stuff. But for some of our listeners that might not know, what is that? And actually, I'm curious, what does that mean to you specifically, right? So, when you say you built a Home Assistant using a Home Lab philosophy, what did you do?
Yeah, I mean, of course, this is connected to my personal value, and this is also why it was kind of a perfect match between myself and Home Assistant. The moment I explored what were the possibilities to automate my house. Okay, Home Assistant since the very beginning, even before the creation of the Open House Foundation, the Open Home Foundation, it was about privacy, choice, and sustainability, and especially the privacy part. I really care about this aspect, and for me, it's like unbelievable that in order to turn on a light, I need to send a ping somewhere else in the rest of the world, and then another signal comes from this far location in the world back to my house, instead of like going a couple of meters from where is the switch and where is the house. Exactly. And also the fact that, why potentially someone should check on me how many times I turn on off my lights, how many energy I consume. If I want to give this information away, okay, it's my choice, but I don't have to give this information away. And so the possibility to do everything locally, it was like really connected me with Home Assistant philosophy, and also like the sustainability. Like you don't need to change things every 2 years, 3 years, simply because the company doesn't support the objects anymore and want to keep selling products. Like if you spend money, it's yours. You need to keep control on how you're using the things you want to use. And so these elements of Home Assistant convinced me to jump into Home Assistant in I think it was 2019 when I first started with Home Assistant. At that time, it was still very different from what it is today. But I said, I'm a developer. It's Python code. I really like the values and I really like the community, because at the time there were also like a forum, different other ways to access the Home Assistant knowledge. Say it will work, because an house is a project is for the long term. You don't change your home automation system every 1 year or 2 years, like you change framework when you code, or like
exactly.
ID or other stuff. Okay, so house is for the long term, and I got the feeling this is a project for the long term. 6 years after, I'm still here. I'm very happy, and so I think it's still it was a right choice. Let's see for the future, but a very good expectation for the future. Back to the Home Lab, the question you made me. Home Lab reflect this exact same philosophy. Like build your own stuff in order to keep your data, in order to be able to make your choice. Of course, knowledge is what you put on the plate, because you don't build a Home Lab if you don't have knowledge, if you don't know how install a server, how to maintain it, how to install the different programs, security, and many other things. So it's a passion I have. And so I say, this is my passion. Why not using it also for myself and for my private life, not only for my work life? And this is where I start building this Home Lab. I say, okay, Home Assistant is a perfect match, if a perfect piece in this puzzle. When I can build my stuff, I keep privacy, I maintain control, and I can totally decide where to go.
Yeah, and that's a nice philosophy, right? And yeah, so it's kind of in line with exactly what I was thinking you were thinking, right? Like self-host stuff, keep it in the house, keep it. You don't need to send your, I don't know, if it's finances, for example, you don't need to send that to somebody, or if it's your home automation. Like, how many times did I turn on this light switch? I think that's the example you used earlier, right?
Alfredo, as you said that example, I just had this image in my mind of a company like putting rate limits on how many times you could actually change a light switch, right? And then charging every time you flick the switch, right? Like it's possible with when you have to send that data out of your home and then back into the home to do it, right?
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think it will happen, but there are already examples of products. I don't know, some sort of rings. You have the very basic information, and it's about your data, your biometric data. But if you want to access to all of them, or export them, or get higher level insights, you have to pay a premium. You have to pay a premium price.
Yeah.
Why? It's my data. I understand you are
Yep.
putting your knowledge and your skills to give me higher level insights. I can pay this service. I'm okay to pay this service, but I don't want to pay to export my data out of the device. I don't want to pay to decide where to store my data. Okay, you're offering me cloud service. Great, this is a service. It shouldn't be free. Okay, the usual philosophy. If it's free for you, probably you are the product. So I'm okay in paying any kind of service I'm using for some provider. Okay, but I'm not okay in not having choice. And Home Assistant has always given me choice on what to do.
So there's an aspect of transparency there too, right? Where it's like, what are you doing with my data, right? So like I'll give you an example. For a long time, there was that 23andMe, I think it's called, like the
ancestry. You take a swab of
you
your
do your cheek swab, and they'll be like, oh, you are this many % from this background or ethnicity, whatever. But they used some of that data and sold it to insurance companies and stuff like that, right? A lot of people don't know that, right? Because there wasn't that transparency around until, I don't know, maybe a few years ago, when people started saying, oh, well, how did my insurance company know that I'm more susceptible to X kind of, I don't know, like a ailment, right? Something that makes you sick or whatever.
Condition.
No, I absolutely agree. Like, if you are not paying for something, you are the product. And so I'm okay in paying, but I'm also okay in choosing what to do. And again, if I have the technical knowledge to do something for myself, and I have the time and I have the will, well, I should be able to do it.